Hi, my name is Carmen, and I'm an OT student with Viper University, and I conducted an assessment on your daughter, Evelyn, and I just want to kind of go over the results with you today. So if you don't know what OT is, we work with people all across their lifespan to get them doing the things that they need to do every day. So like for kids, it's to help them participate in school, to help them be independent and dressing themselves and bathing, things like that, like up to their skill level. So the test that I administered on Evelyn is called the PDMS, and the specific test that I administered was hand manipulation, which just means the ability to move hands and fingers. So the things that I did with her to assess that were, we did like some building blocks, we did some coloring, some scissors, things like that. And this is a standardized test. So I'm just going to kind of go over the results with you. So the raw score, which means when I was adding it up, is 58. So that just means that we start at her age category, which was 43 months. And then we go from there and we grade her on each activity. So she got a 58. So what that really means is her standard score was a 9. And for her age level, it's in a range of 7 to 11. So she's right there in the middle. She's average for her score in hand manipulation, which is good. So I just want to go over like some reliability and validity tests. So it was followed according to the standardized administration, so it is valid. But the reliability of the results, another part of the exam was administered first, and so she was having trouble sitting still and kind of paying attention because it was a long exam, and that's a lot. So I think maybe if we had like taken a break or given it to her at a different time, maybe there were some things that she scored lower on that she could do better on. So that's just something to keep in mind as we go through the results. So her percentile for her age group, she's at 37%, which just means like if 100 kids took this exam or this, and they're all in her age group, that she would be 37 out of 100. So that means that that's just what that means. So for her age equivalency, so she is 43 months old, and her score for this category is showing that she is performing at a 39-month level, which is nothing to be concerned about. It's just a 4-month difference. And I'm going to give you some recommendations at the end of this consultation that'll kind of maybe help you work on some things at home, but it's nothing that I would recommend therapy for, but just something to keep in mind. So observations that I made during this administration was that Evelyn did have some problems sitting still and paying attention, especially after like once we hit that 15-minute mark. She was like having issues. She was very excited about all the cool toys that we had in assessment, of course, just kid things. But one thing I did find that helped was giving sensory breaks. So when she was kind of like having trouble sitting still, couldn't really follow directions, was we would like stand up and do some jumping jacks and just like kind of get some energy out. And that really helped her, like she could come back and do a couple more tasks before we moved on to the next thing. So that's the biggest thing I noticed, is just attention and behavior. And that's also something that I had talked about with her teacher prior to this exam. So that is just one thing that you could incorporate at home to help. And also I will communicate with her teacher that she could report. Another thing I noticed is one thing that might be helpful is to go over scissor safety, because she was kind of getting her fingers in there. So that's just another recommendation that I have. And she was able to, she had an appropriate grasp and everything. So that was really good. So some recommendations that I have for you from this assessment, which is the reason we do it, just to give you some helpful information that can help with Evelyn's development, is incorporating sensory breaks. So like whenever she's having trouble paying attention or like just having trouble sitting still, would be to like have her do some jumping jacks, kind of redirect her, give her a break. And also like not giving her too much at once, because she was getting kind of like overwhelmed by a lot of things in front of her and like was just excited about it all. So like kind of breaking tasks down into smaller things. And then because she is a little bit behind in her fine motor development, another recommendation that I have would be to work on some fine motor tasks at home. So you can just use what you have for this. So like coloring is a good one, drawing, like supervising her cutting. If you have like smaller toys like Legos, and just working on her like picking it up and breaking it apart and just like working on that hand coordination would be a really good thing to work on at home. But overall, she's a great kid. She was very sweet. And another thing that we noticed throughout the whole thing is she was very social. Like, she was very eager to interact with us. Like, she came right up to us and was not shy at all. She was very sweet, and she was just excited to be there. So she really is just like an energetic, sweet girl, and we really enjoyed working with her. So if you have any questions, like, please let me know. And if you have any questions about the scores, anything, but overall, she is average in this category of hand manipulation. And just work on those recommendations at home. And thank you for your time.